Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all you Bravehearts around the world. My one-a-day today is called Emotionally Threatened. Now, whether you believe this or not, that is the only tactic they have. I want to talk about this, and I think it's really important because I'll tell you something. And the reason why, when I was swimming today, okay, so I'll tell you what I did. This morning I got up and first thing I did is we went and got our Jeep. Okay, it was in storage. And then we went to the market and we bought a whole bunch of fruits and vegetables. And I don't know if you saw my video, but here I can buy for $2, really $1.75, a 16 ounce of beet juice and carrot. I'm going down right now to get two quart containers filled, and I'm going to go down there every 2 days, and that's called Really Fresh. You know, I want to tell you something before I talk about emotionally threatened. In Canada and United States, okay, all my travels after COVID, all of the juice bars stopped doing the juicing right in front of you. Now, there was a bit of a health rules were changed. And the reason why they changed them was, just think about it. If I can juice and then tell you it's good for 5 days, juices need to be juiced and they need to be drank within 24 to 36 hours. Honestly, that's the truth. So the reality is, now, if you buy juices, fresh vegetable juice in Canada, United States, it's been bottled. I don't like that. I want to see the people juice my vegetables, or I don't want it at all. Everything is about to take away our health, one little piece at a time. Now, a lot of people say that they're scared, and most people are scared, and actually, do you know how many people are affected by the emotional tactics of these psychos? Well, I'll tell you something. They actually did a study, and it was just short of 94% are continually scared now all the time. So what they do is they emotionally threaten you. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I am not emotionally threatened down here. All right? I'll tell you, you can believe it or not, but Mexico is probably the safest and the most peaceful country I've ever lived in my life. And the reality is here, there is no threat. I mean, you know, in the United States and Canada, they want to talk about the Mexican mafia. They want to talk about how corrupt the police are. Well, you know what? If you go out late at night, okay, 2 in the morning and you're drunk, well, you could get yourself into trouble. I've never been in trouble. I've been here for years. You know, whether you believe this or not, we would have like close to 200 people coming to our clinic, which was called the World Healing and Training Center here in Zihuatanejo. I don't want to do that anymore. We're going to be doing trainings for like families when they come in, or couples when they come in. We want to bring our training up. It's not how many people we run through, it's the quality that we do. But let me just get to this. I never had anybody have any problems. Nothing was stolen, nobody was beaten, nobody was hurt. I mean, you know, it's all an illusion. And understand something. They threaten us emotionally, and if you don't learn how to master your emotions over these next 7 years, it's going to be a total disaster. You know what? I am going to do everything in my power that I can when I can jump in and help people. But you have to mind your own business, and your own business is actually learning for the first time in your life. And you can all tell me, you know, people come to me and go, oh, I got this down pat. I'm emotionally sound. I'm so healthy. You know, that I'm telling you right now, you're comparing yourself to the majority of the population. You know, and when you go to the doctor, they're going to say to you, well, you know, you're doing really great for a person of your age. And understand something. Take a good look at me. Take a look at my energy. Take a look at me. Okay, take a look at me now in just 3 months. I'm going to ramp my game up because they're ramping their game up. Look at when I was younger, okay? All right? Here's my father, and please, I'm not putting him down. My father had belief systems that were beautiful, and he had ones that were disempowering. My father was a born-again Christian, and he was a part-time pastor. And understand something. Back then, it was the Russians are coming. The Russians are coming. My God, the Russians aren't coming. We're not going to war. They're going to start these skirmishes, and they're going to start these wars in different places. But go ahead, crap your drawers. Feel like the end of the world's coming. Why don't you just talk about it a lot? Why don't you pick a side, too, while you're at it? Talk about it a lot, pick a side. Understand something. That's how low vibrational we are on an emotional scale. I'm going to tell you right now, I have a course called Whole Life Coach Certification, and we have another one called Braveheart Circle. The Braveheart Circle is 4 days, but the emotional coach one, and you can think of this any way you want, but I have emotional coaches that come to take my course from all over the world, and most of them have come, they are so off balance because understand something. Oh, they've learned lots of techniques, or they've learned lots of things, trust me. But if you're not going to learn how to master your mind, and to master your mind, let me tell you something, to be a mastermind, okay, you need to unconditionally love and care for yourself. It's unconditional love. One message, one law, one love. First and foremost, for yourself, filling up your own heart. Now, if you can do that and stay connected to your breath, and understand, all of the other stuff is bullshit. 99.9% of everything they say that's going to happen. There is no climate change, okay? Understand something. There is no climate change. Why don't you do some homework? Oh, you don't know what you're talking about, Dr. Wolf. Then why don't you go back 500 years and 1,000 years and see how the climate has cycles? Why don't you go back and take a look at the whole financial thing? It also has cycles, okay? And guess what? Everybody's going to go cycle because nobody does any research. You listen to your father, you listen to your mother, you listen to your brother, you listen to your neighbors, and they listen to the TV, and they listen to everybody else. I'm not getting involved. I'm not getting involved in any wars. I'm not getting involved in hating anybody at all. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. So you go ahead. Who are you going to hate today? You're going to hate me? You know what? I'm going to tell you something. I said it on my one-a-day this morning. You know, people don't know how to love. They just have a thought of how they would like to love, because until you unconditionally care and love for yourself, but most of you aren't going to be able to do it because your religion won't allow you. Your religion will not allow you to totally love yourself, because if you do, you're going to hell. And I totally love myself, and if no matter how big the mistake I make today, I am not going to believe there's some guy in the sky that's judging me. All I know is that what I call God, source energy, is source energy. It is the highest vibrational energy that created the universe, and I don't know anything about it. And everybody, you can make up your own story or keep the old story that's been going on for thousands of years and understand that. But all of it's based on just trying to control you. And you can tell me, no, I've got my faith, it's the right one. His is wrong, and his is wrong, but mine's right. And understand, that's what they want to do to divide us. And you can believe in anything you want. You can believe that, the Creator is a big donut, okay, and that's all it is. It's a donut in the sky. And the Creator's not even going to get upset with you because what? Why do we keep on dumbing down the source of everything, okay, to make it look like it has some dysfunctional personality like we do, okay? Like we do. Let's see if you can get through this week without making one judgment. If you can just observe and learn and not burn. Let me tell you something. You ready for this? They don't scare us. We scare ourselves. So guess what? There is no depression. There's just anxiety. And guess what? All anxiety comes from you telling the same BS story over and over again. It's like when we scare a child, the child goes to bed and they live with this trauma and they keep saying it over and over again. It can damage them because it becomes a prominent, dominant belief in the subconscious. My God, most people don't even know about anything about real true psychology. The subconscious is 90% of your brain. From 0 to 7, from the minute you enter the womb until you're 7, that is your prominent, dominant belief systems, and that's your personality, and it's made out of everything from your peers and from all the scare tactics, which is just your parents being emotionally threatened. I will never be threatened by anybody again. I have people threaten me all the time because they think I'm talking down religion. I'm not. I'm trying to tell you, if your religion has set you free and you are full of love within your heart, and that when you observe something, you don't judge someone and you go, they're going to hell, or they should go to hell, or I hate them, I hate this, I hate that, I hate broccoli. You know, the reality is that most people, and I'm going to tell you this, are living an enslaved life. And understand something. The greatest thing about enslavement is money. But the reality is, I get that. And we don't even need that down here, but that's not like leaving anytime soon. We are going to be going to digital, whether you like it or not. It's going. I'm not saying that we'll get rid of cash completely, but it's still going to go. And it's not the end of times either, and it's not Satan coming. You know, there's a, look at, believing that Satan is coming and believing that the devil's going to take over the world, you're already toast anyways. You just put yourself in hell. Here's my hell. Okay, so as long as I know, if I do one thing, and that's this, is I know that everything that comes out of the mouths of any government official, anybody that has been put into authority to tell me what to do, is full of crap. Okay? No, there's no chemtrails in Mexico. None. No chemtrails in Mexico. They also will not allow GMOs into the country. And also, I go down here and I pay about 20% for my food at the market here, and it's organic. And they're not going to tell you it's organic because they just don't have the money to put the chemicals in the soil or to put it on their food. And that's the truth. So, you know, I mean, you could live down here. Like, I love this place, and I'll tell you why. Okay, so this is Ixtapa that you're looking at right here. Let me just show you. Okay, like this is Ixtapa up in the hills there. That's where most of the Spanish Mexican people live. And down here, you know, you've got the other buildings and things of that nature. But there's 35,000 people that live in Zihuatanejo. And the reality is this. Where else would I get away with this? Okay, I mean, get away with this. I mean, this is my home. I love it here. You know, I went swimming right down in the bay here for an hour and a half. I mean, it takes me 2 minutes to get there. It takes me 5 minutes to get to the market. Okay, all right. So I can get everywhere really quick. Okay, and remember something. I don't have to consume a bunch of things. I don't have to have a lot of things to do because I've got this. Okay, all right. I've got this. I'm not in lockdown. Well, anyways, let me get to it. So 35,000 people live here approximately, and then you've got Ixtapa, which I used to have my healing center there. And when we were there, we would have up to 200 people there. And understand something, that was like boot camp. Okay, when I did that, and it was COVID time, I had everybody running away from COVID, running to us for security and also therapy and things of that nature. But I'm going to tell you something right now. From the drug addicts to the alcohol problems to the everything. So, you know, it's like this. Have I been emotionally threatened? Oh man, I have been threatened. You know, it just seems like about every 10 years, there's a huge attack that comes for me from the medical system, from the government. And you know what? I don't care anymore. I don't care. You know, if you were to just understand this, I want you, if you could just be conscious, please be conscious. For the next 30 days, everything that they tell you is going to happen, okay, none of it really happens. And then the stuff that does happen, they make it up. They actually make it up. It's a movie. It's a movie. Let me tell you something. The people in all of these countries that you think want to attack you or they're coming after you, understand something. They want to be left alone. They want to be left to raise their families. They want to be left to love their life. You know, why can't we just leave them alone? You know, you got to go and believe the government story. You got to believe the media story. And like I said this morning, I mean, come on, please. You know, there's still people that actually think that we landed on the moon. Oh, for God's sakes. I mean, it is so bad. So bad. You know what? Everything is a lie. Everything is a lie except one thing. You are beautiful. You were created by God Almighty, and you will never be judged by that which is called God Almighty. And you know, people don't like when I say that. Now people will come on and go, well, oh, he's going to go to hell for that because God's going to come and get him. Why does everybody think that God wears a straitjacket? You know, this is why I'm down here, okay? I'm down here. I'm down here because I want to be away from the insanity, okay? You know, I live in the United States about 4 months of the year, and I live down here. And that's it. You know what? I got to have this. I got to have this. I got to be able to walk the beach. You know, I did a sand scrub, scrubbed my face, scrubbed all over my body. So whenever you go down to the beach, make sure that you do. Always do a sand scrub and scrub really hard everywhere on your body. And you'll see that the little wrinkles will leave because you're actually getting your collagen, your elastin to actually, you're a little bit of scratching. And then there's iodine and there's magnesium in the sand. And when you do that, okay, there's just so much goodness here. And then I swam for an hour and a half, so I got lots of my iodine. And then also, I'm getting iodine coming off the ocean here, okay? All right, so you know, there's like 8 tons of iodine come off the ocean into the air every day. And everybody needs iodine. So if you don't live on the ocean, you want to check out my Infinite Iodine. And I mean you want to do that. And if you want to have the best lungs, the best brain, the best blood system, then get a nebulizer and nebulize my Infinite Iodine. 1 part Infinite Iodine, 3 parts distilled water, and if you have a structure unit, structure it. And then eventually, then do the Infinite Iodine straight. And guess what? I don't care, and I do care for you, but I don't care if you've got COPD that doesn't exist, if you've got asthma that doesn't exist, if you've got lung cancer that doesn't exist, because they're all symptoms, okay, of infection to inflammation to mucus production and then mutation. That's it, okay? And understand something. Nobody can heal anyone. All we can do is help people to align themselves and get back to what God gave us, okay? And nature's going to do it. I mean, you guys think about this. I mean, the medical system is so powerful that guess what? 50% of all the drugs eaten in the world are eaten by Americans. We eat 50% of all the drugs. So understand something. We can't get our shit together. We can't emotionally balance ourselves. But understand something right now, and you can believe it or not believe it, okay? I'm going to tell you right now, these psychos, they have their own religion. And they have one rule. And what is that? They actually, their God, okay, they believe, okay, and there's not a lot of them, but at least they strategize and come together. We can't do that, can we? Somebody probably already on here probably hates me and wants me to go to hell for God. You know, that's how programmed we are. But these psychos, they only have one rule with their God. And what is that? Do you know what it is? Do you even know what it is? And I'm not trying to be a smartass. Do you know what it is? As long as they told you that they're going to poison the water and you drink it, they're off the hook. As long as they said they're going to poison the food, they're off the hook. As long as they tell you everything, which they do in the movies, which they do on the news, they tell you everything, and then guess what? And always the end of the world is coming. Well, guess what? I don't care how many people lose their stuff. I am never losing my stuff. It doesn't matter how big it is, what the drama, I'm going to have a slight smile on my face, and I am just going to breathe. I love my life. And you know what? I am not going to disrespect that which created me. I'm going to show that I am a Braveheart hero, and that's what I'm going to do. Depopulation agenda. Are you crazy, Clarissa? Clarissa says there's a depopulation agenda. No, there isn't. No, there isn't. Okay? We bought into it. I'm not going anywhere. Okay? People that are emotionally threatened, are they in the present moment? Are they eating right? Are they thinking right? Are they drinking right? No, they're drinking alcohol. Okay? They're toking. They're eating tons of sugar because guess what? They use sugar and they use dairy and they use flour products, processed foods, to stimulate their brain to dump some serotonin when all they had to do was what? Don't buy into the emotionally threatening situations that are just concocted. Seriously, don't buy into it. Depopulation is going to happen with the people that believe in it. Okay? People that believe in cancer, okay, they get cancer. Okay, people that believe that cancer is a death sentence, it's going to be a death sentence. Okay, people that believe that it's hard to make money, it's going to be hard to make money. People that believe that it's hard to heal yourself, okay, are going to believe that. People that believe that they're in bed and they can't get out because they have a chronic illness and they told that there's no cure aren't getting out of bed. People that believe they can get out of bed and get out of bed. We are electrical magnetic beings. We need to focus on what we want rather than what the evil non-humans. You know, sometimes I just really don't know. I don't even want to call them evil anymore. Oh, what, are they good? No, they're not good. But the reality is this. You know, everybody thinks that there's a savior coming and all this is going to end. And whether people want to believe it or not, we are headed for the 6th extinction, which doesn't mean that all the people are going to leave the planet, just around 30% probably. And that's what extinction means. It doesn't mean everybody's going to go. And everybody says, God help the planet. No, God help you. God help you. And the only reason how you're going to be helped is if you actually change your belief systems in your subconscious, where you don't fall for anything. Okay, so what if we just said for the next 30 days that no matter what anybody says or anybody does anything, you're not going to get scared. You're not going to get stressed out. You're not going to have an emotional tissy fit. Okay, so there's a beautiful lady that I'm working with, and she has eczema psoriasis throughout her body. She says, I want to get rid of it. And I said, well, you're going to get rid of it, and we're going to do it. And she's going to come on in a week, and I'm going to prove to you there are no diseases that can't be reversed. And understand something. And I'm not saying this because I want your money. Don't even come to me. Go to my library. Go into my library, then go, it's free, and then tell me that I'm lying to you. Okay? Because I don't want your money. I want people who want to come to me that believe that I'm honest, that they can trust me, and that they're going to get more than they ever spent anywhere else, which I do deliver. And the reality is so this lady, I told her, I said, for 20 days, I need you to do not a coffee enema, because she did those all the time because she has eczema psoriasis all over her body. And I said, well, they're not going to work. And she goes, why? I tell you why they're not going to work. Okay, Jennifer, and I'm going to tell you why they're not going to work. Because when you have eczema and psoriasis on your body, it means that you have holes in your large intestine, like a screen door in a submarine, and you're pooping in your pelvis, and now you have systemic candidiasis, and so throughout your body. So when you do an when you do a coffee enema, not an ultimate one, but when you do a coffee enema, you're purging your liver, and when you purge the liver, it's going to come into that large intestine that's a screen door. So if we use, Tummy Love, and also Black Gold, and we brew that in with your coffee enema, well, she's going to tell you how she feels now, okay? Anyway, so now, I think it was around the 10th day of doing the ultimate coffee enema, and she had all this blood come out. So what did she do? She emotionally freaked out. Okay, it was 2 a.m. She didn't call me. I get it. I probably wouldn't have picked up anyway. And I'm not telling anybody not to go to the doctor. You go wherever you want to go. Go wherever you want to go. And I told her, I said, you know, this is a lesson for you. And she said today to me, she goes, you know what? You know what, Daryl? You're absolutely right. It's the greatest lesson I ever had. And what I said to her, because she went to the hospital, they didn't do anything. They want to give her drugs. They said, maybe we're going to have to do surgery because you might have colitis and they'll have to cut out part of your bowel. And then the next day I said, look, here's how it's going to go. So I don't want you to do the ultimate coffee enema because you've got too many holes. And you got to remember, if you got holes in your large intestine, that's called leaky gut, everyone. That's called autoimmune disease, that triggers all of them. So anyways, I said to her, I want you to do just a warm water, structured water enema with some Tummy Love and Black Diamond in it. Okay, that's all. And I want you to do that every day. And so she said, well, what's going to happen now? What about the blood? I said, well, here's what's going to happen. So you're going to do this, and within 3 to 5 days, the blood won't come anymore. And then guess what? Then what might happen is you'll be going along, because we're going to keep at these enemas until we've purged her liver, and that we can really help to clean that colon. And I said, and what happened is you're going to go along, and maybe you'll hit, like she did 10 already, and we're going to do another 10. I told her, just do the warm structured water enema with the Black Diamond and the Tummy Love in it, And anyways, last night she got 3 worms out. They came out with it, okay? Well, you got to understand, worms don't live in a high vibrational being. Worms only live in a low vibrational being. And I'm not putting anybody down. I'm just trying to tell you that if you feel threatened by these psychos, then you're going to have worms, okay? Did you get that? So do all the worm cleanse you want. I know so many people that say, buy my parasite cleanse. Well, I say this. The best parasite cleanse is taking my Whole Life Coach certification or a Braveheart Health and Healing Circle, so you don't become the parasite feeding on yourself, okay, by terrorizing yourself. Anyways, so the 3 worms came out last night, and she says to me today, yeah, this is the 3rd day. She says, you're right, I've only got a little bit of spotted blood coming out, and I've got all kinds of strands of mucus. And I said, well, the mucus comes because of the inflammation. Your bowel has to make all this mucus to try to protect the lining because you're ulcerating. Oh my God, she said, you're right. I said, yeah, the pinholes that you're getting from doing antibiotics, from doing the sugars, from drinking the alcohol, from doing animal products or animal byproducts that aren't free range and organic. They've got tons of antibiotics, so you're taking them every day. She's going, oh my God, I'm learning so much. I said, yeah. So I said to her, this is all going to heal. So let's just do the warm water black diamond tummy love enema and for 7 days, and then we'll go back to the coffee enema. And I told her, I said, we might go along here for 3 or 4 days, and then all of a sudden you're going to have a big pile of blood come out. Now, does anybody know something? Something. This is important. This is an important something. And that is in Chinese medicine, when a woman bleeds and she's bleeding a lot, let's say from her vaginal canal, which tomorrow morning I'm going to be sitting here and I'm going to go through menopause, what menopause is, and I'm going to go through also painful periods, and I'm going to go through and talk about endometriosis. And I'm doing this for 3 separate women. I'm trying to put it all together, and I'm going to do that tomorrow morning. Okay? Where was I? Trying to remember. So anyways, yeah, so those pinholes that are in her large intestine, they will heal within 6 weeks to 3 months. That means that she won't have this problem anymore. And what else do I have her doing? Well, I have her taking our clapper, which is a purple clapper, and I have her clap her psoriasis until pus and a little bit of blood come out of the scabbing. And then what I have her doing is I have her use a concoction of silver bullet gel, a little bit of C60, MCTOL C60, and some Frankincense, which is stronger than frankincense. That's a product we carry. And then I have her put a layer of that over top of where she's now caused these cracks, a little bit of blood, a little bit of pus, and then she just will do that, and then she'll saran wrap that, okay? All right, that's all she needs to do. And then she'll leave it on there and let it soak in. So we gotta work from it internally and externally. So what I'm trying to tell you here is this. I said, so are you ever gonna feel threatened like that again? Or you're just going to keep yourself really calm. You know, if you would just learn how to breathe 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out, and no matter what the terror, the stress is, and put a slight smile on your face, everything's going to go better. You know what? It's so easy to program a human being. Our brain is 90% subconscious. And the reality is your life is only going to be as good as your belief systems. And whether you believe this or not, 70 to 90% of them aren't even yours. They are actually the psychos. The psychos that you don't like, even you say you hate or you want them dead. Guess what? They actually came together and strategized. And 99.9% of all the human beings are actually programmed by these psychos. And you are actually performing your day from the moment you rise until you close your eyes to off yourself and off your family on some degree. Why don't you take a look? Later, I'll let you look at my fridge and what I eat and the way I live, and you'll find out that guess what? And don't you dare compare anybody that's your age, because most people are leaving. And if they're not leaving, they are going to suffer. They need to buckle up because it's going to be a bumpy road for people. Let me tell you something. Why don't you go take a look? Go downtown, wherever you live, go take a look. Try to find a restaurant that's organic. Try to find a place. You know why there's... Okay, first of all, Does anybody know this? That $800 billion goes from the United States government to your drive-thrus. That's right. They subsidize the drive-thrus to pay for more sugar, more processed food, more dairy products, more chemicals, okay, because the government works for an internal government, okay? And the internal government is these psychos. And they've been running things since the beginning of time. So don't tell me somebody's gonna come and take their keys away. So I'm not waiting for anybody to come and save me, okay? I'm not waiting for anybody to come and save me. I don't need to be saved. I'm my own hero, okay? And you need to become your own hero, and that's what I teach. So, you know, a lot of people, not a lot, but quite a few people find me a little hard to handle because they're way over here and I'm way over here. But I'm telling you, if you came and took my whole life coach certification in 3 days, you would understand. You would understand and have an understanding that self-love and self-care is the only way you're going to help yourself, your family, and guess what? It's the only way you're going to have an amazing day every day. And when everybody else is losing their shit in your family and inside your house and outside your house, somebody better maintain and have a slight smile connected to their breath and go, we got this, okay? We know this, that every time that you suffer because someone else is suffering in the family, you are feeding the suffering program. So understand this, as far as most of my relatives go, you know, they could even say, well, he's cold-hearted. Meanwhile, I am there for every one of them when they want me. And when they don't ask for my help, I don't give it because I'm not going to disrespect myself. You can't sell ice to an Eskimo, you know the old saying? And you can't sell somebody health when, guess what, they're running programs that they're not worth it. Oh, let me tell you something. Why don't you take a good look at it tonight? Go meditate, go pray, go for a walk, sit under a tree, and let's talk about this. Let's talk about all the belief systems that you have where you talk down on yourself, where you think that you are not amazing because you are. When you talk amazing, you'll become amazing. Okay? When you no longer are going to work to pay your bills, you won't be going to work to pay for your bills. When you decide to find your passion and purpose and really use that God-given imagination image, every image you create, imagination, every image you create creates what? A thought. Every thought you create creates what? It creates an emotion. Every emotion you create creates a frequency. Every frequency you create, it will dump either the dose, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. You can have your own high, your own pleasure, because you know what? Our brain is a chemical factory, or you can hack yourself to death. Try to get that hairball out, histamine, adrenaline, and cortisol, and you can create so much acidity that you'll be sick. You will never ever hear of me laying in bed sick. I will never have a fever, because anybody who has a fever, all they had to do was a warm water, structured water enema with either Black Diamond or Tummy Love in it, and maybe you might have to do 2, but 15 minutes your fever's gone. But don't do that. No. You go take your drugs. Or the next time that, you know what, you feel so sick to your stomach and you got heartburn and acid, you know what? Don't look up what therapeutic vomiting is to get rid of the issues in your tissues because of all the BS you've swallowed all your life. Let me tell you something. We just don't know how to look after ourselves. I'll tell you right now, my protocols are the best in the world. My products are the best in the world. And guess what? And I want you to say this right now. I am the best in the world. That means not me, you. And you need to walk around and go, I am the best, I deserve the best. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to expand my consciousness. I'm not going to buy into this anymore. And guess what? Every distraction takes you off your course. And that's why there are so many people, tell us about women's bleeding. Oh, I will tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to, I promise you, I am not a woman, but I only deal with women. Okay? I'm going to tell you something right now. For every 20 women we work with, we only have one man coming to us, and it's usually a woman going, come on, you go see him, you go see him. So, you know, I'm not going to talk to you from experience, but I will talk to you from my experience, and then I would like you to challenge me, because I'm going to tell you something right now. There are no such thing as painful periods. There are no such thing as menopause. Yeah, and endometriosis, they said it that way, but all it is scar tissue in your pelvis, and I'm going to explain the whole thing. You don't have to have any of this. You may not like me or care for me or think that I'm, oh, he's arrogant or he's too confident or whatever your mind wants to go to, you're allowed to. I love you anyways, because your mind is only going to go to where the belief systems are that you have in your head. So why would I ever be upset with you? You could just go around and do what everybody, not what everybody, but what some people do. Just join the haters club, just for that. Some people, they don't hate, they're just living out the thought of hate. And most people don't know how to love. They're just living out the thought of trying to find love or get love or be loved, but they don't know how to get there. So why would I ever judge anyone, whether they like me, whether they don't, okay? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I love you anyway. I already know that. See, the thing is, guess what? I made up my own story. I had my father's story. Okay, he raised me with his story. And now I make up my own story because guess what? I'm not going to do history. I'm not going to do his story, history, his story. I'm not going to do it. Most of it's a lie. And most people are living a lie. And you can't tell them that. You mind your own business. You go in and you look at the things that you were taught, and even though you're scared to give them up, you give up those chokeholds. You give up those invisible bonds that bind you and enslave you. Let me tell you something. They don't enslave me. These cycles don't enslave me. They don't scare me because guess what? You ready? I'm not emotionally threatened. And they're not after me. They're after the low-hanging fruit. They're after the person that can't keep their you-know-what together. Honey, maybe we should go to the doctor. Maybe. What should we do? We'll go to the doctor. The doctor says, we'll give her something to what? You ready for this? We'll give her something that will actually help her to stop feeling and understand something. That's all it's about. Don't think anymore. Feel your way through life. So now she's not feeling anymore. Now she's numbed out. Well, you can't numb out your feelings. You can't shut down pain and inflammation without shutting down the spirit. Really. Okay, so let's all just get together and pray right now. No. Let's get together and take massive personal action and learn how to care for ourselves, because there is no healthcare, there's only self-care, and there is no love that's permanent unless you learn self-love. Isn't that the truth? How many relationships have you had that crashed and burned? How about the one you have right now that doesn't seem to go anywhere, but guess what? I'll put up with it because this is probably as good as it's going to get. It's only going to get better. I'll tell you, I'm so grateful for what I have. But tomorrow I'm going for more. And I will never ever take anybody's thunder. I will not take anything from anyone else because there's enough food, there's enough water, there's enough air, there's enough love when it becomes a self-serve job. And that's it. So I'm gonna do it all. I want to have it all, and I'm gonna have a ball because this is a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure, and I am going to see this thing through. I would rather live one more day like this. This was the best day of my life, baby, and tomorrow's going to be better, than live 50 years like 99.9% of the population, and I'm not putting them down. I'm trying to tell them that I would love to be part of their life. I would love to help them. If you don't believe me, go into my library. It's free. I've got more master classes that people would charge for that are free in there than any other website in the world. And I'm coming out with an app that has 95% of it's going to be free. And you watch. I'm being told that this is the most innovative and powerful health app that's ever going to come out. It'll be out in April. Anyways, we're going down. I'm going to go get my juice. Okay, I'm going to go get my juice made, and I got to go to Sam's. I got to go see if I can get some fresh, frozen, organic strawberries and blueberries, and that I think Sam's is the only place here that I can get them at. And then I'm going to go find myself some coconut milk and oat milk that only has 3 ingredients. And don't forget to download Yuka, Y-U-K-A, on your phone and scan everything you buy from now on, because those buggers, okay, They're having a ball. And understand something right now. Remember, their religion has one main code, and that is just tell them that you're going to poison them and it's going to be okay. Okay? So listen, if you want a great day, then guess what? You're going to have to unconditionally love and care for yourself and spend more time. And you're going to have to do your own research. And you're going to have to walk around with a smile on your face even though you'd like to tell me to piss off. When I do a whole life coach course, 80% of the people in the first day, I'll say, everybody, I want you to have a slight smile all day long. I'll tell you something. All right? I wouldn't say 80%, at least 40 to 60% want to give me the virtual finger. You know what that means, right? Because they're like, hey, Dr. Wolf, piss off. You know what? My anger and my hate, it's justified. Okay, it's justified, okay? You don't know my life. And I'll go, guess what? I don't need to. It's your belief systems that are creating it, and they're not even your belief systems. They're the psychos that you hate. Think about it. I'm out of here, and I'm also sweating in this shirt, okay? Have a beautiful day, all right? And welcome to Zihuatanejo. And if you can, drop on down and see us. Come to one of our courses. Whole Life Coach certification starts on January the 8th. And then right after that, Dr. Sage Wolf will be doing Wolf Non-Surgical. It is the most powerful body work. If anybody's in the area here and you want to give me a call and you want to come on live and they said that they couldn't fix your hip or your spine or any other part of your body, I'll work on you for free. I'll work on you for free. I'll do it live right here to prove that they're wrong, that it's actually a calcium scar tissue problem. And that's the truth. I'll work on you for free. All right? Because I want to prove to the world, okay, that most of the body workers don't know what they're doing unless they understand it's scar tissue, crystallization, calcification. That's why, you can't move. That's why you're stiff. That's why you think you're getting old. But guess what? It's going to be difficult because your whole family's addicted to all these processed foods, all these chemicals, and they don't even know it. They'd love to quit it, but that's why they sneak them, okay? Yeah, it's just like I told you. Oh, I didn't tell you. But a lady called me a few days ago. I told the story, so if you have to rehear it, my apologies. But she says, my son is 24, and he has anxiety so bad he won't leave the house. And every time he does go out, he doesn't like it because when he goes in the sun, brown spots come all over his body. And I said, guess what? Your son is not 24. Your son is 94. Your son, because of antibiotics, but that's not the main problem. What the real problem is guess what? Your son is a sugar junkie. And she goes, wait, yeah, I think he is. And I go, well, where does he live? Well, he lives at home. I said, who does the shopping? She says, I do. I said, you're the sugar junkie. And guess what? You're calling me all freaked out, okay, because of your son. And anyways, I'm going to be doing a consult on her. And I told her I would do it for free for him. And I'm going to. So watch my stuff and then tell me that I'm wrong. Just because I'm different doesn't make me wrong, okay? And just because you haven't heard something before, it could be right. And understand something. How's it going with all this stuff right now? Stay away from that. Mind your business. And love yourself. Have a beautiful day.